So, you're saying to a 24-year-old in 2021, hey, double check and make sure this, and this gets done, plus the other subjects of this. You're responsible. I'll wait.
Whatever you heard of me ain't worthy to me. I'm just too cutthroat, verbal surgery. How you claim to know thyself when your shelf's too high? I keep mine's at eye level. What you trying to hide?
Peace, beautiful family. This is Dr. Walter Hidalgo, and this is the Know Thyself podcast. The Know Thyself podcast utilizes the metaphor of the shelf in order to extrapolate the self. Mm-hmm. And the way we do that is we invite guests to come in and share something about themselves. And today I got with me someone real dope. And before I introduce my guests, let's get into the agenda as we always do. I would like to shout out our sponsors. ShopValero.com. Holla if you're looking for any glasses, any accessories. Definitely holler at them. Use the promo code SHELF25 to get your 25% discount. If you're looking for any coaching, any speaking engagements, holler at me as well. I do that. Just go to knowthyshelftv@gmail.com and knowthyshelftv.com, the website coming soon. Also, I feel like I'm a walking billboard. You know, I want to shout out my boy Rob for the hat. He came through. Imagine, you know what I'm saying, and I can connect you with him. He did the Know Thyself mask and shirt, so shout out to him. I want to give a big shout out to my brother June, who we interviewed. He creates these jewelry right here that I have with me right now. Nice. So if you want to holler at him, definitely check it out. Even this shirt right here, I got to give a big shout out to my West Coast family because they created this shirt right here. I think it's right on time. I mean, by the time this comes out, Black History Month will be over, but Black History Month is every month. All right, the next thing that we do is we like to shout out a group of individuals who are out there. So I want to give a big shout out to all the podcasters.
Thanks.
All the teachers and educators, all the entrepreneurs. Because as I was talking to my brother coming up here, we are multi-dimensional human beings. For somebody to tell you you're just good at this one thing, no, not in this world. You understand? I got someone here who he's an actor, he's a producer, he's a podcaster, he's an educator, and above all else, he's a child of the G.O.D. I got with me right here my brother Kareem, a.k.a. Reemo Tyson. What's good, King?
Oh, man, I can't even... Dad, you took the steam. I can't even do the normal thing I say. I mean, I've been chiming down off that for a while, since with the whole acting thing. But yeah, definitely, y'all know what's up. This is Kareem, Reemo Tyson, a.k.a. Chef Reemo. You also know as... Reemo Marak, the Ruga spreader, you know, definitely here in the building. This is definitely a dope time in the culture, you know. Definitely with us cross branding because you are on my show, which your episode drops on Cuts. You know what I'm saying? Not to do the big shameless plug and everything like that. No, that's not what this is. But I'm definitely here. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, listen,
this is rock and roll.
Super humbled that you're here.
Yes.
Grateful. And let's jump right into it because I always love when I meet folks through the digital world. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have history per se.
Right.
Our history is beginning now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I only know what I see and what I hear.
Right.
So if we were to jump into Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures,
remember
that movie, y'all?
Going there?
And if we were to jump into that, remember, I think it was like elevator that went through this sort of like portal. Yeah. If we were to jump into that ride and go back into a younger Kareem, What would we see? What would we hear?
Which years?
Oh man, I'm talking about from the beginning. But you are originally from?
Oh no, I'm originally from Harlem.
Harlem.
East Harlem, 1199. Shout out to 1199. My family, then we migrated, or we went over to Harlem, West Harlem, to the west side, over by Bradhurst Ave. So shout out to Bradhurst Ave, to the family over there. And then from there, we went to Laurelton, Queens. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Queens.
Yeah, you know, QU all day, Laurelton, LA all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the town that pretty much molded who you see in the front of your face. You know, best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Harlem and Queens, and but just Laurelton alone. I mean, Laurelton, it just has a different significance to me. You know
How was like? Because I had another guest here. Shout out to my young brother Blaze from Harlem too. Because when we hear the word Harlem, there's just so much history.
Oh my God.
Harlem Renaissance. You got one of the illest MCs to touch the mics coming from Harlem.
Yeah.
The aesthetics.
I mean, you go Big L, you go Cameron, you go Mace. You could go Jim Jones.
Shout out to the Diplomats. Yep.
You know, you go to Jewels. Shit, it's so many.
How much did that culture and that ambiance influence?
Kumo D. You know what I'm saying? This whole slew of people.
How much of that influenced you in your makeup?
Oh my God, shit. Jesus Christ. If I had to mathematically put it, you probably could go 60-40 in a sense. Or I'll be quite fair. You can go 50-50. I'll go 50-50 in the sense of if I had to say the flair, the vigor, the swag, I'll give you Harlem. But the other 50, going through the journeys, you know, being who we are, and I gotta give it to Laurelton, Queens. I gotta give it to Queens itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the MCs, seeing the MCs, living there next to an MC. And Mikey D, shout out to Mikey D.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Mikey Destruction. You know what I'm saying? If you have hip hop, you know Mikey Destruction. You know what I'm saying? That was my neighbor.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here at 220 and 134th Road. He's right next door to us. Him and my brother, you know, shout out to D Money. You know what I'm saying? They formed the LA Posse. They was doing their thing, and I had no choice but to be embraced by that. And then my brother, my older brother, shout out to, you know, Mike Action, DJ Mike Action, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, with DJing. So there was no shortness of being involved in hip hop.
I always tell people when we talk about, because so much when we talk about hip hop, people mention the Bronx. Shout out, that's me,
right.
Kingsbridge.
But, right. Oh, were you? You was on Kingsbridge?
Yeah, I was in Kingsbridge.
Oh, shit.
That was before, yeah.
Wait, what years?
Oh, man. I mean, I moved upstate a couple years ago, so I was in the...
So you had to come through St. James Park?
Yeah.
That's why we probably know each other.
You probably know, you know, despite the reputation, but, you know, I'm a Zulu, so there was a lot of Zulu work going on there. Shout out to Kevsky. He was out there showing kids how to break dance and stuff. Yes. So that spirit is still there, you know, despite, you know, whatever happened. But
later on, we're gonna do a funny story with y'all. Y'all did some shit to my high school.
Oh no!
Really? No, we'll get into it.
And by the way, I'm not promoting Zulu right now.
Right.
I'm off that for the obvious reasons, but I never want to take away the spirit of it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that are still continuing to do amazing work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Queens, getting back to what I was saying, is that so much of the limelight, because we're getting into this hip hop thing, right? Because I think that's always the common denominator for us.
Right.
Is you know, Queens is like holy. I call it holy hip hop land because the amount of producers and MCs. I mean, people forget Queens is the biggest size.
Right, size-wise, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the way people moved and operated is really different.
The travel. Like, if you were anywhere from, like, anywhere past Linden Boulevard, right? Linden Boulevard and east, right? And Linden Boulevard and north. You were traveling crazy far just to get to Manhattan.
Super fast. Yeah.
So you already like shout out to Run DMC and DMC from Run DMC. I remember there was a event. He was telling the story about why people from Queens were the way they were. From South Side and North Side and Queens Village and Rochdale and shit, the way they were. Because you're traveling for a long time until you get to an E or F train. So you already pent up. And you're ready to like...
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you're already pent up. You're already pent up like, yo, whoever gets these bars, whoever gets this creativity, whoever gets whatever that we have, you're about to fucking fuel this shit.
You're gonna get this food.
Yeah, right. Right. And then also, too, you gotta remember, we're also multi-diverse. We're crazy diverse in Queens.
Queens is one of the most diverse places
towns
in the planet.
So you're not only getting us singing rap or whatever, you're getting us coming through rock style. So we, like, even though cats in the Bronx was doing the leather shit, we was actually doing leather shit kind of crazy too, with the fedora hats. And you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So yeah, cats used to, you know, just like DNC said, cats used to like look at Queens niggas like, yo, what the fuck is y'all really about? But then you gotta understand, look at our surroundings. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got grass, you got, you know, we had money to get crates because our parents had the money and gave it to us. So that's why you got the super reduced, because they had the money to get the equipment and get it in. So every other borough didn't understand us because you couldn't understand, like, how the fuck can y'all be this, like, how? You know what I'm saying? Because you hear Queens and you heard about the nice houses and all this shit, but how y'all still got the rub? But the reason is being because, yo, this shit is pent up. Like, we're taking dollar vans for an hour, almost. Not an hour. You can say like 40 minutes, but the bus is like an hour. Q5, the Q85, the 110, the Q6. If you come from Rockaways and shit like that, or whatever. So we have it. It's like, yo, shit with me. When I used to go to high school art and design, that's all I was gonna say later on. We could talk about the Zulu story with that. Fucking yo, I used to be pent up in my games. I used to, yo.
It does, and it's interesting because I think that speaks to why the level of caliber of MCs that came out of there alone. You think about like Run DMC, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, just these
Tribe Called
Quest. Like, there's so many people that there was like there's a gumbo in there, something that really fed into someone's spirit and soul. And I want to jump into that real quick.
Okay.
We talk about hip hop.
Okay.
I want to get your input because we had this discussion.
Yeah, we talked on my show. Yes.
You know, and I do feel like there is a spirituality to hip hop. That's something that's binding us together.
Oh yeah, by far.
Do you agree on that?
Yeah. You'd have to be a fool to think not. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, what level anybody is in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You yourself as a contributor that's in this culture, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna ignore the fact that spiritually God got y'all, or the Lord, or whatever the case may be, whatever being the case may be, you know what I'm saying, got you connected in this culture to do this culture its justice. It doesn't matter whether you do it for money or you just do it for the love of the culture. At the end of the day, you would have to be an ignorant fool to really think that, okay, spiritually, nobody's connected in hip hop.
Speaking of spiritually, how's your soul, your head, your mental's at during this COVID time?
Oh, no, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, real rap, that's one of the things I'm glad I kind of tapped back into. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still working on that. But I'm kind of glad around, like, third quarter, I had started, like, really saying, okay, there's something else that's blocking me. I need something else to clear. And I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my lady, shout out to my woman, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out, alright.
She was I ain't gonna lie, she was a heavy influence as far as me doing that. And it's not to say, oh, because of her, you know, I, you know, compelled and followed and oh my God. No, but it's more so it was just the respect of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's such an important thing that you bring up, and we have to.
Right.
I want to like extrapolate that a little bit.
Yeah, no, we can.
We you know, during this time there was a spike of domestic violence.
Right.
The spike of depression, anger, anxiety.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And having that kind of anchor in your side is super important.
Yeah, no. My woman, shout out to her, you know, Miss AC. I'm just gonna keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm afraid to say her name. It's just out of the respect, of what we always talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I won't be ignorant and say, my woman and stuff like that. My woman, yeah, she was key. She was key. You know what I'm saying? She was definitely key, and just the respect of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also too, not for nothing, beginning of the year, it was like the second year back to back where I went to church for New Year's. You know what I'm saying? For New Year's Eve. So there was something in the works of, okay, God is saying, or the Lord is saying, okay, you need to start really, catching back in this relationship with me.
I've been having a lot of conversations around that, Kareem. I'm not surprised to hearing that because in the theological world, they say amidst so much chaos that there's God's working in there.
Right.
There's a light in the tunnel.
Right.
And the only way we know what we're made of is we get tested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I ain't gonna lie. With my woman I got now, I'll keep that a buck. And shout outs to her. Like, I joked with her, not to put our business out there, but I did joke with her about it the other day because, she's a Latino woman, Dominican, Puerto Rican.
Oh, you got some.
Yeah, I got spice. I got some spice.
Yo, shout out to my Dominicans and Ricans.
Yeah, I got some spice. But it's spice in the sense of, I joke with her and I look up in the sky. I'm like, okay, Lord, all right, I understand it now. You got somebody to match me up or to kind of like simmer me down. Like, okay, I understand that.
We all need a checks and balance and anchor.
Right.
And thank the God for that feminine energy to put the masculine one in check sometimes, because God knows men have the biggest egos.
Oh yeah, no, but with her, which is so dope, is that I'm not gonna lie, her level of patience with me, and vice versa, but more so with her, and the fact that she's really, really, really has been like a heavy aspiring like figure in my life. And I say that because for the first time in my life, in my dating career, if you want to say that, quote unquote, right?
And especially now,
right?
Quote unquote. I just see people posting like, "What's dating now?" Yo, it's hard to date now, man. I'm praying for y'all.
Yeah,
Really praying for y'all.
Right, but with her, I'm not gonna lie, like, she really makes me work hard for this. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I've dated a lot of women in my dating career, right? But she really is like ahead of the pack in the sense of that. The ownership, the onus, what's the other word I want to use? The damn,
accountability.
There we go. Off the rip. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, like there's women I've had that tell accountability to me per se. But I would kind of like brush it off and still be raw.
Yeah.
I give the raw, but it's not raw. It's raw, and then it's like, all right, I get it, okay. And with her with the spirituality, that was key. That was key. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that had she had not said it, would I have not gone? I still think I still would have tapped in. But it's for the matter of respect of the relationship, as well as for who she is. You get what I'm saying? And that's key. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a woman who, first time in my 15-year career ever, I've dated women in my career, but it's never been as heavily supported as how she supports my women. Never question about if there's shoots. Like, I've done shoots with half-naked women around me. Never been a question about that. Never been a question about, yo, where you going? Cause I let her know. But still, it's never like, yo, where you going? It's never been to check my phone thing. And even though, and despite that, her and I, we're in a long-distance relationship, but still, never that. Never asking me about shit on my Instagram. Oh, yo, why this person said this, or why that's that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot, and it's helped me out a lot so much, like to a point where, I have no problem expressing of that. I'm in a relationship and she's my woman, and and I'm not gonna lie, and this is straight up truth and pure fact. We had a lot of ups and downs.
Of course,
a lot of ups and downs, but with her. And shout out to her, today is her birthday and everything like that.
Happy birthday to the queen.
Yes.
Aquarius season.
Yes. And what's crazy, and I'm a Pisces, so it's like, how the fuck are we even making this happen?
But I'm an Aries.
Right. Right. So it's like, how are we making this happen? But then again, it's like, her and I, we really just stuck to our core. So, but overall, to go back to with her when I support and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate her like tremendously. Like, you don't understand. And also with me now, I have to reciprocate that because she's about to come into this industry too. I'm not going to go too much into detail of it, but I'm coming to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the Reemo Marac show. It's not just the me show. It's the us show.
I think the beauty of getting older is you get to live your life twice.
Yes.
And you see it from a different lens and perspective. And from what I'm gathering is that, as we get older, we want a woman. We don't want a little girl.
Yeah,
and if you're coming at me every second saying, what are you doing, this and that, that's not a me issue. That's a you self-esteem
issue. Right.
Because what are we doing?
Right.
We're grinding.
Right.
We are finding purpose and mission in our life. And we are, and you are, an entrepreneur.
Right.
What's an entrepreneur?
A worker that's trying to fulfill their dreams. That's the best way I could put it. You know what I'm saying? And also too, as a late, I'm glad we're touching on that. As a late, there's been like kind of a building narrative about if somebody has a 9-to-5 versus an entrepreneur, right? My thing is this, and I'm a worker / entrepreneur, right? The only real difference of that, right, is, okay, one doesn't clock in and the other one does, right? But the whole formality of it is you still need a means to an end, and something still needs to be funded for things to go forward. So my whole thing is, in society, is like, why is there a heavy emphasis of shitting on somebody, or for that matter, be an entrepreneur. Okay, that's cool, but then what happens to the market when you don't have enough workers? Because if you are an entrepreneur, right? And I'm not knocking anybody that's an entrepreneur, but if you are an entrepreneur, everybody is an entrepreneur. Let's say everybody's an entrepreneur, right? How the fuck do you fund for the other people to work for you to get the job done? As an entrepreneur, you're not really a one-man band. I mean, some of us are, but at the end of the day, you still need people. You still gotta employ people to work for you to get the job done. You still gotta pay. You still gotta put them on your books and taxes and everything like that. And after. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, why is there such a heavy emphasis to either knock somebody out the Now, I understand where it comes from as far as, okay, if somebody has a 9-to-5, let's say like a McDonald's. I'm just putting it out there. I don't mean to say McDonald's. I know they're not giving you smart. But let's just say fast food, fun, right? Now, who's to say that the mindset and the planning is not in effect? See, we keep forgetting that those are two key elements when it comes to this shit. As if you're working, if you're a worker, an employee of somebody, or you're doing the shit on your own as an entrepreneur, right? It comes down to the mindset, and it comes down to the planning. End all be all. I don't care. We could go back and forth. We could have a whole discussion. We could have a whole argument or whatever. But bottom line, it is mindset and it is planning.
It's super strategic because one of the major concerns that I had when this pandemic was at its peak, and we're still somewhere going.
Yeah, what's up?
It was like that entrepreneur who was trying to fund his or her dreams via the 9-to-5,
right?
Through waitressing or doing those minimum job works, that are super necessary in the economic infrastructure. So when that fell, so did the entrepreneur, because he or she couldn't feed their dreams because their modes of income were cut off.
Right.
And I think that's so important to talk about that. And, and what is the advice you would give to that entrepreneur?
I mean, there's no real. See, that's the thing too in society. We have to stop putting it out there like there's, here's the only magic bean of success. There's no such thing as that. The thing that do matter is like the consistency of what you do, the planning of what you do, the mindset of what you do, whom you put yourself in networking connections with for things to happen, per se. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop. The one thing I always say, I've always said it on platforms, I even said it on my platform. We have to get out of this weird, like, building formalities for other people that aren't for ourselves. Like, we gotta stop doing that. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Like I get it. In the social media aspect world, it's giving so many people a platform that even if you're not an expert of what you do, you still are considered an expert. That's like me doing like what you do, and I don't want to mess up with you. Is it spiritual theology?
Just theology.
No, I just don't. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come and pose. Oh yeah, it's spiritual theologists, and yeah, that's what. No, I'm going to ask always. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We have to stop thinking that just because a platform is given to you, regardless if you're not licensed or not, that you can't put your formalities onto somebody that's not of you. Now, if you're gonna set a formality, set a formality on your own self. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and it irks me so bad, because even if you are that individual, and this is what it comes with me, right? Mm-hmm. This is what it comes with me. I set myself a certain way, not because I live in a bubble, not because I don't pay attention to shit, not because, I feel I'm better than somebody, but it's because of what I've been exposed to for years. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've been exposed to it for years, even in this entertainment shit, okay? I can't help the fact that I used to be in mainstream, okay? And I was exposed to certain shit. So now when I come to the independent space, okay, I'm sorry, I'm saying this on your platform and everything, I'm sorry that what I've learned from that, I'm still implementing in my brand, and I'm going accordingly.
I think, I was having this conversation too with June. He's the one that got the jewelry.
Yeah, right.
Shout out. And, he said, like, the advice I give to anyone is don't follow me. Don't follow my advice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Fair. Because you got to create your own lane in this era.
That's fair.
Like, I think that's the beauty of having the gift that the GOD gave us in our minds, man. We don't even have the same fingerprint. No human being. So why are you going to duplicate something that's past and gone? There's nothing new under the sun, but, the sun is constantly evolving. I always say, if we stop evolving, we're going to die.
Oh, yeah, by far.
My brother, I want to switch gears because I'm loving this. I'm loving this right now. This is so important.
No, we can't. It's fine.
Speaking of entrepreneurs, speaking of consistency, I really want to talk about education.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Because I know that's one of the hats that you wear. You're an educator, right?
For the city. That's the day job.
And I want to hear your thoughts, because clearly, much like everything else, how we look, do, education has changed.
Oh my God! Oof.
Can you speak on that?
Let me tell you something. My job probably. Shouts to every city worker that's an educator in New York City Department of Education and stuff like that.
Shout out to the DOE educators. That's a tough.
Everybody, administration, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Hands down to the chancellor, up and down, everything. I'm gonna say this. In my 9 years, this April is gonna be 9 years. Wow. Of me being with DOE. Right. And I'm not, and if DOE is listening, I'm not doing this. We're
not endorsing. This is just a combo.
It's a straight up combo. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably one of my toughest, challenging years in a very long time. Probably since when I first started. And when I first started, I was at what they call like an alternative school, 600 school.
Oh yeah.
So I was jumped in the fire.
Yes.
As an active dean, I was jumped in the fire.
Wow, you were a dean.
I was an active dean, so pretty much like crisis. So like crisis intervention. You know what I'm saying? But they called it an active dean when I first started, right? So wow. Like right now, with education right now, here's why it's tough. I'm gonna keep the realest buck with you. Here's why it's tough, and it's challenging. It's challenging because you're expecting the same infrastructure or the same emphasis upon the youth of today and the modernized parents of today as if they are conventional. That right there is a very difficult and challenging thing that you're expecting. And here's why. And this is not against today's modernized parents, but it's kind of a wake-up call. You have to figure a good amount of today's modernized parents, and I hate where I'm going with it, but I'm gonna go there.
Speak on.
No, I'm gonna go there. Didn't like what school did for them, per se. And you could tell by the behaviors of when they deal with their children, or the children that we deal with. Now, I'm in D75, but it's almost to a sense where when you talk to the parents, they get into their mode like as if they didn't like it when they were going to school. So now what you're dealing with is now a double entendre, in the sense of doing a double entendre of, okay, I'm dealing with a student who's taking on adult mannerisms of the young parent, and the parent is now taking mannerisms of a child, which is scary in its own right.
And it's further proliferated when they're both stuck at home. Wow.
Shit is crazy. So now you are the educator, right? Now you're stuck between a rock and a fucking hard place.
Wow.
Which is bugged out. So now here's what's happening with me, right? Not only is it pressure already because I'm coming in the building, I already got in my head like, damn, what else can happen? Could there be COVID? Could there not be COVID? You know, all this other pressure and shit like that, right? Now, I have to make sure I equate the equal amount of emotional and social energy for the students to pay attention.
Okay, so...
And you are an educator, but I want to hear from you as the parent.
Yeah, I think, so I've shared this already, and I want to be, I'll say it again. So,
right.
I was at my sister's house in Connecticut. Shout out to Miriam and Peter. And I'll never forget, it was that Sunday, and I get a text from a homegirl in Chicago. Shout out to the Shy, I see you wearing. And she was like,
I gotta visit out there, by the way. Besides connecting flights, but I gotta go in the town and actually
word. Yo, shout out to the Shy.
Shout out to the Shy.
And she was like, Walter, I don't know if you heard, but they're shutting down the schools in Chicago when the pandemic started.
Jesus.
And I literally said to myself, oh no, if they did that in the Shy, we're next. We're probably next, and they did do it.
Right.
And it just went. A whole shift happened, right?
Right.
I just remember one time being in the same space, working and literally shifting overnight, homeschooling with my daughter. And there was one point where I literally had something I never experienced. It's called digital overload.
See?
But
I know why though. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you why. I know why.
I had like 10 teachers reaching at me at the same time, emails from 2-3 different platforms. Everybody was trying to figure it out. Meanwhile, all the work I was doing, they're trying to figure it out. And then we're all trying to meet in the same space, place, and time, knowing that at the same time, I'm being a father, I'm being a worker, I'm being a teacher, I'm being a cook for my daughter, I'm being a gym instructor for my daughter, all within that 8 to 3-4 time period. The whole game changed. And I was like, whoa, let me step back. I literally, that day, I'll never forget, I told my daughter, yo, let's stop right now, we're going outside. I need to breathe because I want to be there for you. I can't be like that if I'm emotionally distressed. You feel me?
but here's the thing that's in play, though. The thing that's in play is you're the last of the dying breed of conventional parents. Now, imagine if you weren't the last of the dying breed of conventional parents. Could you imagine what would have happened to you at that moment? You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's what's key.
That's right.
But this is what. But here's what education isn't like understanding. Here's education. See, all right. Here's what education isn't understanding. It's like you're still pushing a conventional narrative, but not producing modernized results. And the reason why you're not pushing modernized results is because you're still not taking heed of these modernized parents. You have to understand. Granted, a modernized parent is on doing this. Swipe, swipe, swipe on their phone, looking down. Netflix, Hulu, whatever, and all that.
And Kareem, let's define that modern parent. You mean living in this digital world?
Yeah, digital
media,
world, social media, everything. Yeah, everything of that magnitude. Right? But then, when it comes to, okay, because I even deal with it. With a lot of the parents, when I'm letting them know, like, yo, your child is slipping. Oh, okay, alright, cool. Swipe. One answers and stuff like that. But here's the thing. But at the same time, this is where the rock of the hard place comes. I can't really be mad at them because of what we're pushing to them. It's still conventional based. And it's not modernized based.
Right.
I mean, yes, it's modernized based because of the platforms we're using, but the overall structure, it's not modern based. So what do you expect? Okay, it's like this. What's the best analogy I could use? All right. You have a circle. You have a ball, right? And there's a square hole. And all you're doing is this. Because you're trying to push it through the square hole so fucking much. And not realizing, okay, the shit's not fitting. It's not going through. You have to check that. I hate to go there. I hate to go in that route. But yo, you gotta find a way to tweak the infrastructure.
You know, it's interesting because
I hate to go there, and I wanted to be clear with Dewey. I'm not saying that of things that I'm not saying it in a derogatory sense. I'm speaking of a sense of what I see in front of my face, how it's happening, and always finding other ways to make it and help make it a way that it could be even smoother.
I think we heard this before, and it's important to say it again. The pandemic opened up a lot of eyes.
Oh my God, bro!
In so many levels.
But you know what, though? And let me tell you what.
The big microscope.
Oh, listen, let me tell you. A lot of parents. I've had some parents hit me up and be like, yo, woo, I know some of my peoples who are parents. And they're like, yo, Reemo, yo, Kareem, yo, Reemo, yo, wow. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. It's a different, because, you know, just like what you were saying before about the digital overload, see, we have to understand this, right? When we're on our phones, see, you're on your phones for leisure. See, there's a difference between on your phone for leisure and on your phone for a purpose.
Ooh, gems right now.
There's
Can you say that one more time, Kareem?
No,
say that one more
there's
time.
a difference between on your phone for leisure and on your phone for on technology for purpose. Okay? When you're a parent, and you're on this device here, this is for a purpose. So your child isn't fucked. Going on TikTok, going on Instagram and all that, that's cool. That's great. But the purposes are not the same as for your child.
You got to be able to differentiate between business and pleasure.
By far.
And I think that's such a good point that you're saying, because what's happening? They're intermingling it.
And it's crazy.
There's no boundary. There's a smoke screen there.
There's no boundary.
And it's even worse when we don't have any checks and balances because everybody's at home. So what are you gonna do? The parent has to be the dean and the principal, the teacher, the social worker, the care worker, the healthcare provider.
But here's the part where I'm saying about that today's parents, majority of them are not conventional parents.
Yeah.
Majority of them are not conventional parents.
Yo, I'm forgetting that I'm pushing 40, my dude. Parent is like 22 right now. We're talking about
shit. 22. Fuck that. Maybe that. Maybe I have to check the average. The average may be 19 right now. So you're telling a 19-year-old. Listen to what education is saying. So your expectation of a 22-year-old parent. Let's say if child is 5, no, 24-year-old parent. Excuse me. Child is 5. If the woman or parents had the kid at 19. So let's say they're 5. So you're saying to a 24-year-old in 2021, hey, double check and make sure this, and this gets done, plus the other subjects of this. You're responsible. I'll wait.
Yo,
I'll wait.
Pause on that for a second.
No, I'm just saying I'll wait.
Yeah, because if you do not have that kind of discipline, if you don't even understand what XYZ is,
I'll wait.
Let alone have the attention for it.
I'll definitely.
We got a lot of people asking questions.
Yeah.
We can, if they have a question, we can go. That's kind of dope. We haven't done that in a while. But I think this is such an important question. This is so important right now because, again, we said that the educational game has changed. From infrastructure alone.
Yo, Aaron, what's good, son? Wait, I'm gonna get you close to the mic. What's good, son?
Yo, what's good, Aaron?
Yo, what's going on, boss? How you, man?
I'm good, King. What's your comment question?
No, I really got no question, man. I just got a little insight, man, on this whole discussion, man. So I live in Binghamton, New York, upstate.
Shout out to Binghamton.
No doubt, good looking out, bro. So I'm a certified teacher's assistant, right? So I teach kids in group homes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, with this whole pandemic, now we're doing remote learning.
Right.
Now, this remote learning, man, is not doing any good for these kids, man.
Yeah, why not? See? This is what I'm talking about.
Yo, this whole system of remote learning, man, is dumbing these kids down.
It's shit, yeah.
These kids right now that are seniors, that are juniors in high school, bro, have no idea, bro, what they're in store for.
Dude.
It's time for them to graduate when they come.
Dude, my kids don't even know the 50 states. They think Miami is a country. Not to cut you off, Aaron. They think Miami's a country.
Oh no.
Right, so now, you know what I mean? So now you're asking these parents, right, these low income parents, to be on top of these kids doing, remote learning on the computers. It's not gonna happen, man. And you can't blame these parents for, neglecting these kids. You just can't, man, because you don't know what these kids are doing on the computers. You're not going to be able to sit in a room with these kids 24/7 and go, "Are you doing your work?"
Shit is crazy.
It's just not happening. You can't put those type of expectations on the parents because that's not right, man. Imagine these mothers got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and then all these kids are remote learning, bro. There's no way that these kids are going to be able to learn and focus on a laptop, bro. It's just not happening.
But this is
me and my wife have problems right now because it's not that our daughter don't want to do it, bro. It's that they don't have the they don't have the I don't know
the wherewithal. No, it's the wherewithal.
Yeah, and I think that's important what you're saying right now, because as somebody that has worked with young people for a very long time, we like that guest to come in, someone that doesn't look like us. How can you expect somebody to take you serious, that you're with 24 hours a day, they know your ins and out, you know what I'm saying? How can you expect that person to really take you seriously? Oh, you're my mom. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody else of an authority or somebody else who has that background, no disrespect to mom and dad, you might change or shift your gear, especially if it's someone that looks like you. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely, man. And then you gotta take into consideration too, man. A lot of these kids have IEPs, which means that they
right.
You know, some type of developmental issues, man. That you're asking these kids to be on a laptop and trying to learn something that they can only learn head on with a teacher.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
So let's just say that these kids has like GERD or like, you know what I mean, any type of like developmental issue, right? We're just gonna keep it as developmental issues, right? Mm-hmm. You can expect a parent that has no experience and teaching kids to go, all right, here's a lesson for social studies, here's a lesson for math, and especially now with this Common Core math, there's no way you're gonna have these parents go and teach these kids mathematical term that's in Common Core.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
And just just the professional development and the continuing education that the teacher needs alone. Where's the parent getting with that? Where's the PD for the parent? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super facts right now. And I think this also speaks to this too as well. Like, we're talking about this family, right? And this is education across the board. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're in an infrastructure or you're doing not-for-profit wise, right?
Right.
We're still doing backwards education prior to this pandemic anyways. And now we got to do it like this in a flick of a finger? Come on, yo.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought the analogy of you're bringing a big circle to a square hole. All that's happening is you're banging into the fucking square hole. You're not, and for me, for the life of me, right? Like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years. And this is the most challenging year. The reason it's the most challenging year, because on a social emotional, I can't take away time from a student. The only thing I could do is kick him off the stream. If you're not acting right, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay, flicker a button. All right, you're off the screen. And then what I gotta do? Follow up with the parent. Hey, this is why I had to do it. Parent, only thing they could do is, okay, complain to my principal. Then I have to back it up. About, look, this is the reason why I did it. Or,
yeah,
the hell with it. But then also too, the scary part, and Aaron can back it up. A lot of these kids are starting to take these adult mannerisms. That's the shit that nobody's fucking talking about right now. A lot of my students are taking adult mannerisms. Crazy.
And extrapolate on that.
Okay. Like, you know how we go, all right, you know what? All right, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Oh.
A lot of my students are like, and I hate to put it out there, ballsy with the shits.
Wow.
So you as the adult teacher, now you're inclined to like raise it up a notch almost to a degree, but then you're like, all right, well, they're on a computer. Like,
they're putting you in a tough position, bro.
Yeah.
The schooling system is putting you in a tough position, bro. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you gotta follow the guidelines for the education, but then you gotta take heed and you gotta be considerate of like the parents and the households. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some parents that aren't on top of their kids and not really doing what they're supposed to be doing when it comes to remote learning. But then you got the parents that are really trying their hardest, single mothers, single fathers that are trying the hardest to get these kids to do, the schoolwork, and these kids are not interested because they're not in the school setting.
Right.
They're at home.
Right.
They're in their comfort zone.
That's
They
right.
don't want to do anything in their comfort zone, bro, when it comes to learning and doing work, because they're in their comfort zone.
That's such a good important part, because just the ambiance, the setting, the act of actually putting your clothes on and going and walking to school just does that to the psyche in preparation of. If you're just rolling out of the bed and you're like,
I got this. Yo, listen.
It does something to the psyche.
I be joking around when I say it. Yo, I be like, yo, he's coming through college student time. Yo. We be starting like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Here he comes.
These kids are not getting up that early.
Here he comes, 10:45. Like, yo, fam, I'm here, fam. And then God forbid if they keep the camera like this on their face, maybe I get the hair, I get the bed, I get their PS4,
and I think that's
PS5.
You gotta worry about kids that got ADHD.
Facts.
You gotta worry about kids that are hyperactive, like they can't stay still. Like people don't take into consideration that these kids, they can't handle that.
And Kareem brought up a good point. What happens when the very same tool, i.e. the phone, is both where you receive your pleasure and your business, and you don't know how to separate the two?
Yeah, it's a catch-22.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just bouncing back and forth between TikTok and social studies. Where's your attention span in between that?
Absolutely, man. And we gotta give credit to these parents that are really trying their best, man, to hold it down for these kids with no type of educational, background or professionalism. We gotta give them credit, man, because it's hard, man. And this is only dumbing down these kids, man. And I can only imagine how long this pandemic is gonna end with the schooling, man. And if it's gonna last years, then we're in big trouble, man.
Big trouble. That's an understatement.
And one of the things that thank you for hitting us up, my brother. I appreciate your call and your insight with that. It really matters for this. Thank you.
Man. Thanks for having me, man.
You're ready, Ken.
Aaron, I appreciate your support, man. You already know, bro.
Always.
Yes. Thanks, brother. Yes, much love.
I mean, we can go on forever. And
No.
We're probably gonna have a part 2 with this. We gotta come back because this is so important. Because I mean, at the end of the day, just even the thought of having like summers off and still the traditional because the school system is based on the farming, right? Like, why are we even still doing it like that? So it's a long convo with that.
Oh,
but let's switch gears, right?
Okay, yeah, facts.
And as we always do. In the Know That Show podcast, is we like to invite guests to bring something to share out of their shells. What you got for us, King?
I'm glad you got that. I'm glad. So in this bag right here, right? Yeah, I think it's a camera.
Because we're going after the bag, right?
No, right. No. So what I have here.
Snap.
What I have here, right, is a box. So shout out to everybody that's listening. It's a box. But in this box is the first ever award that I ever won. Yeah. So
it reads the Urban Web or WEB?
Yeah, the Urban Web Summit.
Summit 2017 Audience Choice Award.
Yeah. Still got it, and also the cigar that I never smoked.
Oh, get out of here. I love cigars. Shout out to my cigars. Ain't nothing like some rum and cigar at the beach. Holla. Talk to us about what's
All right, so here's the thing with that. So when I won that award, that was around year 11, right? So, after you hit year 10 of what you do in entertainment and everything like that, things start becoming clearer. Mm-hmm. You start really being selective in the sense of, okay, look, I've been around this rodeo for 10 years. I don't need to do this, X, Y, Z. And around that time, with my career, I needed to start having a better team. And in that, I was, manager, publicist. I was thinking about somebody handling my social media in a sense. Yeah. Because it was hard for me to be a producer, television producer, content creator, media personality, and do everything one-man band. So, shout outs to, at the time, my publicist, Christina Wu. We met in Brooklyn. We met in Facebook. in a Facebook group. Cause I was putting in there, I need a publicist. She's the first one that came about. We met. I let her know about what I needed done as far as publicist wise. You know, hey, you know, hit up certain shows, hit up certain publications or what I'm having. So I showed her my show. I showed her my old platform, my first original baby, Reem TV. That's how I won the award for Reem TV. Shout out to Bo Freshman. He was one of the cameraman producers. Shout out to my man Lyndon. He's known as it's either King P Photos or King P Photography, but he's doing things in the industry with photography. Shout out, Lyndon. Shout out to Nova 9. That first season was crazy. The first season of Reem TV when it got on cable, on public access and network, but it was on Spectrum TV. Spectrum Cable, right? That first season was crazy. That was a real rough, crazy, because we're all trying to understand and learn about meeting up deadlines. So to put the show up so it could be on the show on time. And I'm still learning about production per se. Wow. And so I had to jump into the fire and take classes at Manhattan Neighborhood Network and do what I had to do. Alright, let's bring it back, segue back with Christina. So we were in Brooklyn. I think we was at Starbucks in downtown Brooklyn. Yeah, I think we were at Starbucks in downtown Brooklyn. Talking. He's like, oh man, wow, your TV show stuff? So yeah, Reem TV, you know, that's my media platform. That's what I got, you know, when I go around and whatever. She's like, all right, yo, send me the links and we'll definitely check it out. So she comes back to me. She's like, yo, I got the perfect film festival. At the time, when she told me at the film festival, I'm still 50-50 about it because I'm not really great about film festivals. Film festivals, but puts me on to the Hip Hop Film Festival.
Yeah, shout out to the
Hip Hop Film Festival.
Yes.
Shout out to CR Capers.
Yep.
And you know, and what they done.
Yo, shout out to Uncle Ralph, man.
Yeah,
we
Ralph
keep saying
McDaniels
Uncle the shout out, he's the king of the shout out. Shout out to Queens Hip Hop Film Festival. That's lit.
Right. So Busted, she mentions that. She's like, yo, I got some people there, you know, because I kind of work. I think she said she worked the event or she knows the people from when she volunteered and worked at the Hip Hop Film Festival. So yeah, you need to submit this shit to the Hip Hop Film Festival. So the episode that I submitted, shout out to D Chambers, rapper D Chambers, you know what I'm saying, indie rapper D Chambers, shout out to him. It's when shout out to Jay Already Famous too. He was with me when we were interviewing D Chambers. So we went to the studio on around 38th and 8th. What's the name of that damn studio? Fuck. Is it 604 or 608 Studios? I forgot the name of the damn studio. I know it's on 38th and 8th. And you gotta, it's the black door. It's the only black door that's on 8th Avenue. And you go in, you go upstairs, it got all the graffiti all over the wall and all that shit. And then you go into the studio. So, you know, I'm doing what I do. Interviewing D Chambers. Like we at the studio and I'm just rocking and he's interviewing and shout out to Nova 9 the way it was like multiple camera shots. It was like 2 camera shots. So it kept, you know, boom, boom, boom. I ain't gonna lie, I submitted it through Film Freeway. You know, shout out to filmfreeway.com. You know, submitted to the Hip Hop Film Festival. Alright, let's see what happens. I ain't gonna hold you. Like a few weeks later, like about a month later, I was like, oh shit, they nominate me. I said, oh shit, word? I was like, wait a minute. So I was just like, word? Like, because not to say that I didn't have faith in Reem TV. Shout out to y'all that supported Reem TV and everything. Like, and to also the Know Thyself fans, I'm talking to my phone as I'm on live here or whatever. But I had confidence in my product.
Yeah, man.
But on a film festival level, I don't know. So I was like, oh shit, you guys, okay. Alright, so I hit up Christina, like, yo, Christina, this is crazy, yo, I'm nominated. Yo, they want me to do it. She's like, oh my god, yo, this is dope. We're gonna do it. So I ain't gonna lie. The fact that the shit was back in Harlem See, this is where my life comes in a full circle. So this shit is crazy.
Yo.
It's at the Black Theater in Harlem.
No. Wow.
The festival was at the Black Theater. When I saw the address, I said, oh shit. I said, yo, this is crazy. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, what would be dope if I was a winner award in Harlem where I started at and I was born at? So that's just my life coming in 360 in a full circle. So going to the event, it was dope. It was lit. Oh shit, it was so fucking dope. Like the first opening night, oh man, who did I meet? I meet Charlie Adern.
Okay, shout out to Charlie. Yep.
Charlie Adern, he was the director for Wild Style.
Yep. Shout out to Wild Style.
Yo.
Classic.
By the way, who also had one of my idols, my main idol in hip hop, Fat Five Freddy.
Yeah.
My main idol in hip hop. And listen, and the segue off it, listen, if we talking hip hop, if I don't hear you talk his name, don't even talk to me about hip hop.
Super facts. Legend.
Don't even talk to me about hip hop.
Legend.
Don't even talk to me about hip hop. That can be old gen, that can be new gen, that can be any gen.
Yeah.
You not mention Fat Five Freddy in any conversation with me in hip hop, or any conversation period, bro, we're not talking.
Give flowers to people when they're
regardless, I don't give a fuck what flowers you want. Yeah. That man, yo, let's go. Let's segue into the story with him, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you are a hip hop historian. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. This man's one of the few people that was, the showcases that you got to get it started in the downtown scene.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's how come he connected with Basquiat.
Yes.
Who also is an alumni of the high school I went to at Art and Design. So listen. So to my understanding, from when they got together, they did showcases and art shows and art galleries. So that's how when the showcase originally started. So Fat Five Freddy and Basquiat, once they got together, they started taking over the downtown scene. And then as it got up more, that's how you got your Studio 54, because it up more from the momentum from downtown, it started going uptown. Not saying that uptown never had it, but as far as the continuation of it.
And the expansion
of it worldwide. Yeah. In a sense. Because downtown was only fucking with rock and roll disco and techno. That's the only thing we're fucking with. And
hip hop history 101 for you right now.
This is why we going with it.
Yeah.
This is why we going with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you hear the passion in my voice, it's not because I'm just in the feeling, in the mode, or whatever. No, this is just what we're gonna talk about.
I think there's we can keep going.
Yeah, I know. We gotta go.
No. But I wanted to say that as we always do, like I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Because I really...
And vice versa.
I really feel... Thank you, Kim. Because
the platform is fire.
I really feel like we don't... As Nori said in the Drink Champs, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Nori.
We got to give flowers while people are still alive, man. Mm-hmm. And what you're talking about is what happens when you're consistent, when you're never going to give up. Mm-hmm. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, family. Mm-hmm. As we always do in the Know Thy Shelf podcast, to close us off, we end with a quote.
Yes.
And my brother, this I feel like every time I do these quotes, I feel like God is like coming down and saying this is exactly for this person. Mm-hmm. So this quote comes from Charles Orlando.
Okay.
And it reads as such: don't settle. Either they will wake up to the fact that you are worth more, or you will. Peace, family.
You already know, man. Yes.
DJ Cliff. What up, friends? Ajax Low, Havoc House.